Okay, this is my overall summary of my DNA test results and how I feel after taking all these tests, going through all these DNA tests as a Black American or African American. This is how I feel now. So you can see me in a clear light, a clear view. This is how I feel after all these DNA tests I took. This is my final conclusion or factual statement of truth to my DNA, all my DNA testing. We're not just talking about one, we're not talking about two, we're not talking about three. We're also talking about like the raw data uploads also. So, my overall view of this here. First of all, I'm a Black American or African American. So that's what I'll be called on a basis level. African American or Black American. All it means is that I'm a black person born in America or a person with dominant African DNA born in America. That's all it means. So, my results. I notice on most tests is from 80 to 97% got African DNA. Some tests 80 something, some tests 90 something. So, and I know all this is an estimate. If you do estimate yourself, that means that all it means is that somewhere down the line, we had a slave master that tampered with one of my people. And that created mulatto. But at the same time, the rest been dominant African, or black people genes. So that's why I got dominant African genes. So with that being said, what I noticed on the test is that most of my tests have dominant West African with a good percentage of Central Africa, which, like, for example, my West African percentage goes from 50 something to 70 something dominant, and my Central African goes from 7% to like 27% dominant. Central Africa. So we got like West Central Africa like connection, but mostly West African in my DNA. And you have like 1% to 5% East Africa. And some percentages they got like 10% South Africa. So depending on what DNA test you take. And they only can estimate, but they can see the match. The thing about DNA tests is we would say that they're not real, but we know they're real because it's just like they can match. They can match if you the kid father or not. So they can see it in the DNA. But a certain way they do the coding. The other thing be estimation. They estimate. So basically, I can be 95%. That 5% just be show that I got a little bit of European in me, just a little bit. But the dominant part takes over. That's why I got dominant African phenotypes. You got some people lighter than me, share more DNA than me. So the coloring don't really matter when it comes to that. It's what you got in your DNA. So you might have people who brown skin. I'm dark brown skin. You might have people who like honey brown skin or caramel, and they got more DNA, more African DNA than me. They're like the Khoisan. They 100% African Khoisan. But people think they're African Chinese or they had some type of mixture, but they're the original people of the planet and older than almost all human beings, other than the pygmies. The pygmies, very short people, are very old souls. And these people had skills that were magical. They had some good abilities and gifts. They'll connect to the divine. Because you got to understand, the shorter you are, you connect to the divine. The reason why they felt like that, it's just like the lighter you are, you're close to the divine. Because if you eat too much, it holds you down. You feel more dense. You know what I'm saying? So less you eat, you don't feel that dense like that. You feel more connected. That's why they say fast, remember? Because you lose weight when you fast, you feel lighter when you fast. So all this matter. The more dense you feel, the more disease plagues you feel too. The more illness you get closer to death. The more lighter you feel, you get to live more on earth. So if that makes sense, if you can understand that, then you understand. If you don't, you don't. But you get it later on in life. So my overall conclusion, my overall factual, evidential statement I have to make is that we already know I'm black or African American because all my life I've been black and African American, especially in this country of America. When we say African American, America is the country we were born in, North America. That's all. And mostly you will get black people, the word black, mostly here in America. But as a whole, it's black worldwide. But over here, our ethnicity, our identity will be black or African American. And in other sense, I'll be labeled in the street sense as nigga, a nigga. So I'm saying we call each other nigga in the street sense for flavor. The area that I was born in, they would call me Gullah Geechee or Geechee in Savannah area, Georgia. Sakalana Gullah. So we would call it like Gullah Geechee. And that lets you know what area we in. Overall sense, you said what I'd rather be called. Just call me black. Like I've been called black man, black person, like my relative was called. And we got all shades of brown. And you're melanin from the lightest to like yellow, brown, to the red brown, to the brown to the dark brown, which I am, and to the black. And then you got them shades of black. You got purple, people look purple black. So right here in the United States of America, you got a lot of them, but they don't show a lot of that on the internet, but we're here. They're here. Especially down south of the United States. In Seattle, you see a lot of real dark people. But also you got light people too. So with that being said, the overall conclusion of all these DNA tests, even though they say West Central Africa, and that's true, a lot of it is West Central Africa, but I got a small percentage of East Africa and South Africa. So the thing is about that is that the haplogroups is different. It's what stays in your DNA. No matter what kid or what baby you have, it will travel. So in my DNA, my haplogroups, my maternal haplogroup, my mother haplogroup, they were the Kushite woman. Like the Oromo people today can relate to that. The Omaha people can relate to that. The Tigray people, but also in North Africa, the Tuareg people, Tuareg, these people, but also the Tibu people. So the Barbers of this in North Africa also can relate to this Kushite DNA that my mother had. So it goes all the way to the Fulani that travel in West Africa. So this is how powerful this is. And also the Tuareg, people who are also in Mali. See what I'm saying? So this DNA travel. So my father DNA, it deals mostly with the mandate. The beginning of the mandate was the PROTO mandate people, proto mandate people before time, but also to the Tachit culture, Tachit, Tichitt culture. You can look it up. So it deals like with Massa Musa. It deals with Sadeta Keita in the Mali Empire. So that's the DNA that my father had to go deal with. But it reached all the way to, it came from the East Africa and Northeast Africa of ancient Kemet. So it goes to Pharaoh Ramses III bloodline, which is the E1B1A, which transferred into AKA E-V38 bloodline, which mines come from. So this is why we share paternal lineage, haplogroups. Which means family down the line. Like he'll be my distant cousin, distant, because down the line. But we connected through that little piece of DNA. So don't let nobody get you wrong. DNA determines if you connected, how you connected. See what I'm saying? So it's very important. No matter if it's down the line, you still connected. Still connected. Still got a little spark in you, a DNA that connects you. So DNA is very important. The lineage. You got some people over here in the United States or North America that's connected, more connected than East Africa. So don't let them lie to you. They lied to you, but they had slaves from everywhere. The only slaves, you have people who've been here in America before there was slavery. They came from Africa. We talking about the Kushite Empire, even in the BCs. We talking about how you think the Olmecs who connect to ancient Egypt, a Kemet, came over there. You know what I'm saying? There was nothing but ancient Egyptians that came over there. They always show black big heads in the Mexicos or South or the Americas. You know what I'm saying? But they also all over Asia, black heads, big heads, like black Buddhas, really with African people. You can see the phenotypes. So all that can tell that. And they know, but it's just that they don't want to set the fact. You know how our nose shape and other people nose shape. You know how our lip shape and everybody else lip shape. You know how our nose and lips align with each other when they stick out. It's called pronostasis or pronostic face. You know what I'm saying? The projection type face. You know that. You know how our skull shape was doing I'm gonna say it right. Anthropology. So you got anthropology, you got the phenotypes, you got genetic genes. So that's why the DNA match. They know it's a certain coding that's in the DNA that match. But you know, we know the science will non-blacks or people with recessive genes accept that. Recessive means it's the scientific terms. It's not racist. First thing they say that we're racist, but we're not racist. We just speak in scientific terms of what they got out there already. So I'm saying, so with that being said, they gotta understand that. The first thing they quit to say we're racist, but it is what it is. It's read on Google, read online, and you think a black person created all of this? The only people were telling the truth. That's all they did. They didn't lie. But you got the majority of non-blacks that will lie. But why? You know what I'm saying? We're still people at the end of the day. Give credit to your black brothers and sisters. And you know we're the oldest people on the planet. Due to you can look at the mitochondria, DNA, or maternal haplogroups, which explains that. Also, the Y DNA was the African paternal haplogroup that explains that also. People, come on now. We've been here. And so, for our connection, I connect with all of Africa. Regardless, they say we come from West Central Africa and it shows up on every DNA test, but it always shows that my ancient ancestry connected to somebody in East Africa. So it shows you with a lot of what they say start in West Central Africa, that's part of a lie. Because why would our ancient ancestry always be in East Africa? Or South? So I'm saying, so with that being said, or Northeast Africa. So I'm already connected to the ancient Egyptians that have been proven. So Ramses III bloodline, they said many wives, many concubines, but it's still African DNA, and this is why it spreads to the E branch. So with that being said, they say, can a Caucasian have an African haplogroup? Yes. Yes, they can have African haplogroup. Okay, if you got an African father back in them times, let's say the ancient times, we can go like 500 or 600 years. How about 600 years? You got an African person. He messed with a white person. Now he had a male child that's mulatto, that's mixed. So they would share his haplogroup still. That male child would carry his haplogroup, also his mother. So now he have a child. And he got a male child with a white Caucasian. He kept messing with white people. So the only thing keep messing with white people, keep getting white down to is 90% or 97% Caucasian, but he still have that little piece of African DNA in him that will link him to Ramsey the third. This is how they would be king. And you're like, oh, he got white phenotypes. Because if you got dominant 90-something% white Caucasian, then you don't look Caucasian. Regardless if you got a little piece of African, then you still gonna look Caucasian. So, with that being said, this is how it works. So, any race can have it, but they have to have an African foundation that started it from somewhere. They have an African haplogroup group. Haplogroup group goes thousands of years, not just 100 years. You see what I'm saying? So this is why this is important. So with that being said, now you understand and you get it. It's definitely what it be. Yeah. You're not gonna stop us. And they be like, well, why? Well, why is on certain DNA tests, I got an African American DNA test that says that I'm like 50 something percent African American, Native American, and 37% African Caribbean American, 11% Mende from Africa tribe. African Caribbean American. But you understand my haplogroup, which is my paternal haplogroup, which is YDNA E-Z15933, is Mende and Mandenka. So all that's Mende, they're Mende and Mandenka tribes. Also, and this from Family Tree. Now from 23andMe DNA is E-CTS9883, which is the same. It is that the one from Family Tree go more deeper in the same branch. So said 23andMe just give you the basis, which is also Mande people. Which Mande people is the Susa, Mandenka, Mandango, Mende, Malike, Bambara, all of them is part of the Mande tribe and more. So with that being said, they just show you who you are linked to. Your haplogroup is very important. And this who you can really that's how they do DNA tests and really link it to a tribe through your haplogroups. They get more specific on certain DNA tests like African ancestry. So that being said, people, we understand how this thing works. My mom haplogroup, they were Roma people, was Cushites. They had Cushite blood. Amaha, Tigray people, you know what I'm saying, which go all the way to North Africa and Libya. But the Barbars in Libya, which has also come from Sudan, which come from Ethiopia. So now you understand, people. He was like the Cushite that went to Libya. This could have been an outcast type Cushite. You know how you have different people who say, regardless of them Cushite, they got their own mind. See what I'm saying? So this is how the Libyans was. That's why they fought against Egyptians, their own brothers. So the same thing that's happening back then that's happening now. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't change. With that being said, this is why this is very important, people. When I found out about DNA testing, you don't really have to get a DNA test to know who you are, and that's true. I advise you, if you ain't into it, you ain't got to get it. Just know that you're black if you're black. If they say you're black or you know you're black, and you've been raised like that, you're black. But DNA test, I love it because it just proved that I can identify with myself and I connect to other people on my family tree who I didn't know. And some stay right in the town that you, or the city that you stay in, and you be like, all my life, they could have been your friend who kin to you down the line. So that being said, you got to understand that. That's why this is important. And it's true. Just like they know who the father, they can link it to your niece, your nephew, your cousin, lost nephews, lost cousins, lost anything. So it's very important. So DNA is very real, you know what I'm saying? That's how they can tell through saliva. They can tell through your blood. That's all I did, spit in the tube, use my saliva. They can tell. So that's how they studied the ancients, through their bones, with DNA. You know what I'm saying? The way they took it, the way they did it, you know what I'm saying? So it's very important, people. I want y'all to know that. So this is my final results, is that I know I'm black or African American, that's my main identity. But to get deeper on Gullah Geechee, in slang term, I'm a nigga in America, that's what we say. So with that being said, that's how I go. On a spiritual term, are you a melanated being of light? Are you a melanated being of light on a spiritual realm? So while we argue about this, we don't have to. But if you know that you were raised up as a black Indian, then that's what it be. It's cool. If you're black Hebrew Israelite, then that's what it be. Cause that's how you raise up to know yourself. I didn't raise up to know myself like that. I know myself as a Black American, African American, and my hood did too. So we don't know about all that Indian stuff. Only some people assume say we might have Indians in our bloodline, Mike. They don't know. So you raise up as what you know. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, that's how we do it in America. You know what I'm saying? No matter if you're yellow all the way to the darkest black, and you got the Negro phenotypes and the Negro hair matters. The kinky curly and curly and coily hair matters. Nappy hair, you're a nigga. So that's basically it. So you know what I'm saying? No matter if you're 6% African, that's what it be. We don't identify ourselves because we know no matter what DNA tests say, if you reach out to a white relative, you got it in you, they're not going to accept you. They see who you are. Your phenotypes, it shows. Because your DNA choose what it want to be. So that's why some people could have more African DNA than me. I might have, like, for example, I might have 93% African than me. They might have 97. And they'd be way lighter than me. Way lighter. They might look yellow or caramel. But the thing is, it's up to the DNA what it want to pull together out your genes. People, that's why some of you look different than your brothers and sisters, and y'all came from the same parents.
Same parents.
This is why. Because
pull same out parents. Some darker than others, some
like
black,
down the line.
very black,
You look like
some
somebody
brown.
in your family either down the line, and that could go thousand years ago.
Thousand years.
So you got to realize that it get deep. This thing is deep, people. DNA is deep. So you got to get deep, people. You got to understand how it goes, you know? Understand how it goes. You know, this part of what life is, you know? So if you don't know, now you know what I mean? You don't have to get a DNA test, but if you want to have fun with it, you're going to know what's deeply in you. You want to match to your other cousins and people who lost who you don't know in the family. This is the best thing to do. The best thing about the DNA test is you already know you're black or African because you've been told that your whole life, whoever you are. So it's more about who you want to link to. You know what I'm saying? You know who your cousins is in the city you stay. And some of you probably done killed or hurt or done shot. You don't even know they're your cousins. Or you can say, wow, I'm fascinated like that. So this is what it is nowadays, you know. So you understand your melanin is very powerful. We are powerful people of the planet. We are the divine lights, beings of the planet.
Right.
And that don't make us better than any other race. It is what it is, just by us having this human melanin in us, this base, African base in us. But we get aligned so far that we go to hurt each other, kill each other, all that there. We think that is it, but that's not it. You know what I'm saying? It's about living life. Because when it comes to, like, defending ourselves against others, we don't do that well, but we can defend ourselves against each other well. That's crazy. You got the Ku Klux Klan walk through your city, and where's the thugs? Where's the ones who shoot them up, bang, bang? That's when you most need it. When it's threats like that, because you could be the threat towards them. So that being said, you got to understand life and what things is. DNA testing is very important. That's true. But at the same time, you know who you are. If you're Black Indian, it's all respect. If you're Black Hebrew, like it's all respect.
Whatever
African American, I am. African American, I am. Or Black American, I am. Whatever you want to call me, when it comes to them two. You can say I'm Black. American only means I was born here in with a white people name, which is America. Probably from Amerigus, the white man named Amerigus who named it America. So, but where they get the word from? Vice versa. But that's all it means where I was born at. Africa, that's why Africa is up front and black is up front. You know what I'm saying? You know how last name is the last name? But last name like the foundation. The foundation where I was born is in America, so it would be America. Was African American or Black American. Black is the identity. You know what I'm saying? And where I was born, the location is the last name. So Pinckney would be Pinckney is my family lineage, and that don't mean that because my name Pinckney that my granddaddy who gave me the name, his lineage gonna be Pinckney. He just wanted to take on that name. Sometimes we take on names, and we're not even from that lineage. I'm saying from another lineage. So I'm glad that I share Haplogroup Ramsey the third. That's very fortunate. And many, as they say, over 60% of African Americans or Black Americans and the diaspora, but it's speaking mostly on African Americans share Ramsey the third bloodline. So just imagine who he came from. So many different pharaohs and so many different queens he came from that we share all the way to, it reached from all the way from East to West Africa to Northeast to also to West Africa. So this is very important. And people don't think people travel. They all travel. They travel when the war started and everything. Travel. People all travel. You don't think none of these kids, the sons who inherit that DNA travel? Come on. They say so many kids. You don't think they travel? So why does it feel impossible for us to have Randy third haplogroups, a bloodline? Since they did the testing on him and they connected us to him, it wasn't black people who did it. It was white people who did it. So why is white people mad? Why is other races mad? I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? You got your own people to want to tell the truth through science. And this is what science revealed. So that being said, people, I'm out of here. Ashe.
Yeah, so my overall take on this, it is what it is, man. Black man in America or African in America. Sometimes a nigga in America. But whatever. A melanated being in America. You're a melanated person in America. But I'm here, people. This is what it is, man. The overall summary, I know. Dominant African. You can see it, though. We already knew what we was. It's no secret of who I am, who you are. You know yourself. The DNA test just confirmed other things. So my advice to you, keep your head up, stay strong, be happy of who you are. If you're African descendants, no matter if you're from 60% to 100% African, if you got that in your DNA, or whoever you match, it's cool. But the most thing y'all gotta understand, once y'all know yourself, you must do the right thing. Think correctly, so you can be able to love yourself, so you can love others, your sisters and brothers. Also, just like brothers need to get themselves right, so sisters, constantly working on yourself. Always growth with us. We're magical people. As black people. We're spiritual people. You know yourself, everything comes together, people. With that being said, I'm out. I love you.